Hello there, welcome to my YouTube channel. This is Nirav. In this session, I'll be doing Elliott Wave analysis for Nifty. I'll be looking at possible Elliott Wave patterns and targets for this market. So before moving any further with this discussion, let's have a look at what I was saying in the last analysis that I posted on Nifty. So as you can see on my website 50eyes.com/forecast accuracy, this page you will find the track record of all the forecasts made in 2016, 17 and 18, and in 18 the track record has been getting updated for the videos as I publish them. So the last one was for Nifty around March 31, 2018, when it was near 10,121, and these were the scenarios, and that's the video. Let's have a look at what I was saying in the video. So recall that my view was that we should have at least a small leg up, and if that leg up goes above this 10,476 mark marked by this orange line, then we should see an even higher move, which should take this market to 10,800 or maybe even higher. If even higher, then we should see the test of this level and a move possibly above it as well, which was 11,100 something, which had actually happened. If we look at the chart now, when I made that forecast, the market was around here and did go above what I was saying, 10,470 something level, which is around over here, and it then went on to test the highs, or more correctly speaking, break the highs and form new highs. So it went on as expected. The move was there, and let's have a look at what this market is possibly doing right now. So for the purpose of this discussion, I'm using the platform of tradingview.com for our chart candlestick format, and let's have a look at starting point, which is at 6,825, which will be our point of reference for this discussion. So from this point of reference, we seem to have at least 3 legs completed, which in Elliott Wave terms, I'll just mention the basics because I don't know how many of you are new to Elliott Wave and how many of you are clear on the basics. So as per Elliott Wave, and move in the upward direction, in the direction of trend, which is basically called an impulse, would be in 5 waves. So let's just say this is wave 1, this is wave 2, and this is 3, and this is 4. This will be 5th. So as soon as 5 waves complete, there will be a correction in the direction opposite to the direction of trend. That is, if the trend was to the upside, there will be a corrective move to the downside. Here what we have is the 1 complete, the 2 complete, the 3 is also complete as per my count, and 4 is either complete over here or is continuing as a flat. Now both these possibilities point out that we should have an impulse. Let's have a look at how. So first of all, my Hypo 2, let's discuss the Hypo 2 over here. So as per Hypo 2, we are seeing what I say is 5 complete over here, because 4 is complete over here. So basically a 3 wave move, downward movement, which is generally in the form of a zigzag. So 5 down, 3 up, and then 5 down. So that's what a zigzag would generally look like. So I can say that this would be the possibly the A, possibly the B, and possibly the C of the zigzag. So 5 down is an impulse, B down is a corrective structure, and C down is an impulse on any diagonal. So that is how Hypo 2 is suggesting this market will progress. Let's look at the Hypo 1, or the main Hypo that I think is playing out in this market is suggesting. So as per Hypo 1, we have this 1 over here, the 2 over here, 3 and 4 is not complete over here, but continuing as a, say what, a flat structure, bracket A followed by bracketed B, and then followed by impulse to the downside. So that will be our bracket C. So now if we look at it from this point, which is over here in Hypo 1, and in Hypo 2, this point is over here. So from both of these points, what I'm seeing is Hypo 1 is suggesting 5 legs straight down over here, so impulse down, and this Hypo 2 is also suggesting 1 impulse down followed by a corrective move up. So basically both are saying at least 1 impulse down should be there. 1 impulse means 5 legs down minimum. So what we should look over here from this actual chart is 5 legs down minimum. So let's switch to, let's say, 15-minute chart and see that. So now that we are on the 15-minute chart, our point of reference would be this level of 11,760, and we will look for the said 5 legs down, because both the hypos were saying that there should be 5 legs down. Of course, the possibility of triangle, that is, let me switch to 1 hour for a sec, that is saying that this is an A, B, C, D, E for a triangle, it still exists, but it's slightly on the lower side. So I won't be discussing that over here. I'll give a rough idea of it while after I've done with Hypo 1 and Hypo 2. So now that we are on this chart, let's have a look at this market. So as roughly stated before, we should have 5 legs down, right? Now that we have 5 legs down, we can say that, let's say this is a rough outlook of this market. Since Elliott wave is fractal in nature, meaning that waves 1, 3 and 5 will have 5 waves of themselves within it. That is, if I were to look at this wave 3 on a lower time frame, then I can see, or I should be able to see 5 waves inside of it. Now these 5 waves can again be labeled as let's just say circle 1, circle 2, 3, 4 and 5. Now we can go on further and further. We can decipher this circle 3 and we should find 5 waves of impulse within it itself. So let's just say that is double bracketed 1, double bracketed 2, double bracket 3, double bracket 4 and double bracket 5. Okay, so now comparing with the actual chart, we have the 1 complete over here, the 2 is also done. Now we are in this Roman 3. Within the Roman 3 we will have 5 waves, because this is the magnified version, remember. So within these 5 waves, the circle 1 and circle 2 are over here and here, complete. That means we are moving in circle 3. Now as just mentioned, circle 3 will again have 5 waves of itself within it, represented by double bracketed degree counts. So those will be double bracket 1, double bracket 2 and double bracketed 3 does look like it is complete over here. So we are still awaiting confirmation. So anyways, you get the rough idea. Obviously that means that if double bracket 3 is complete or still continuing, that means it can, you know, form a little bit lower downside, or it can just reverse from here and then give one leg down for this circle 3. Then it should go up for the circle 4 and then another leg down for the circle 5. So that means I'm expecting a minimum of 2 legs to the downside, both in Hypo 1 as well as Hypo 2. And the minimum expected targets for these are, as per my analysis, coming out of confluence near 9,839, 9,777 levels, which is also this PRE is the measured move or the precious point according to Elliott wave. We will say it's a precious point, and according to price action analysis, we can say it's a measured move, because that's the gap used for measuring. And the other high probability level from which this market can reverse is this target 1 level, which is around 10,065. So these are the 2 zones. Basically I'm expecting some downside, and obviously if we look further, after this Roman 3 is complete, there should be a 4, which could be zigzag flat, triangle or complex, that we will look at it at that point, and then there should be another leg down. So some downside remains. Basically that's my view right now, and that's according to Hypo 1 and Hypo 2. I have just discuss the expected target levels as well as structure, and yeah, that's about it. And let's have a look at the triangle count as well, because that's also possible, although low probability, but it still exists. So if that's a triangle count, then triangle have a formation of let me draw a rough formation for a triangle. It's like, let's say the triangle is starting from this point, so it has a 3-3-3-3-3 type of formation. So that's the rough idea of a triangle. So in that sense, this is our A, this is our B, C is over here, and then there should be a D, and then there should be an E. So basically that means that we should have 3 legs down instead of the expected 5 over here. Now of course this can be counted, this structure can be counted in multiple ways, but overall the looks are very impulsive that it is a strong wave down. So I am of the view that it is not a C, that this triangle count is not playing out. That's why I haven't stated that as a hypo over here. However, if it is, then we should have 3 legs down. But even in that case scenario, we will basically see an impulse up and then a correction down. Only then we can confirm the same, and I think that will be only clarified once this market has already gone above this resistance zone. So since I'm not really thinking that it's playing out, I won't really consider it much further. Obviously, if price action suggests something else, I'll look at that count at that point in time. So that was a rough outlook for the third scenario of the triangle, but basically I think some more downside might be remaining in this market. And yeah, so one more thing, these are the basic or the most minimum levels for the completion of this flat wave C. If this market decides so, it can touch even lower levels than this target too. And yeah, I would like to bring your attention to one more point, that I'll be adding more lectures to the Elliott Wave course that is present on my website, which is over here. So if you are interested, you can buy it now at the current price. After the updated lectures, I will certainly increase the pricing and all that. So basically consider the current price as a discount itself, and you can check the details and what's offered in the course and whatnot. I'm looking to actually add more of the case studies from the actual trades that I do and what I think about. Basically post all my trades in this Slack group that I have. Whatever I do, like 5 minute, 1 minute, 15 minute, whatever, etc., etc., is posted over here. So I'll look to combine the most educational ones. So if you're looking for the same, you can have a look at the link. I'll post that in the description as well, link to the course. Okay, that's about it.